start the investigation out at an old mortuary. You find evidence of one of the most notorious killers of all time. Mr. Camp Blood himself, Jason Voorhees. Here we are. Finally made it to the old crematory for the funeral home just down the road. Picture yourself like back in the late 1800s. All the bodies that went through here, their last stops, what type of energy these boards absorbed. We've already had a psychic medium come in, tell us what she thinks. Now hopefully, lights out, they'll tell us what they think.
So when we first arrived to do this investigation, we walked up to the house and the guy who lives next door walked out of the door and asked if we were here to investigate. So we said, yeah. We thought the house was supposed to be empty. So we go into his house and he's kind of fidgety and freaking out, and he shows us this knife, or really it's a small sword, and he says that they left fingerprints on it. So we're thinking, okay, there's a ghost here, and he's saying that they left fingerprints. So I'm thinking already this guy's half lost it, and this ghost has him half crazy. But it turns out that the whole time someone had broken into his house, and he thought we were the police.
He thought it was actual investigators.
He thought I was a cop, Nate, with a Freddy Krueger and Jason on his shirt, was a cop. He just let us into his house, and we went in, so I don't know.
Yeah, and started showing us weapons, so I don't...
So that gives you an idea of at least the type of neighborhood we're in.
Yeah.
But what an extreme coincidence that he would ask if we were investigators. I just couldn't get over it.
Yeah, when we are here to investigate, and he asked if we are investigators.
Right next door, that was so strange. So it was a really weird start.
They were taking pictures by the tub, or whatever we want to call it.
The embalming tub.
While they were looking at the pictures, there was orbs all over. While they were working downstairs and they had the music playing, it kept turning the music up and down and on and off.
What were they playing the music on?
Just a radio.
So it's most of the activity upstairs in the attic and the basement, mostly?
Yes. And then as well, on the last day that he was working down here, he said that his phone was always ringing off the hook. And for some reason his phone wasn't ringing for like 20 minutes. And he was thinking that was awful weird. And then all of a sudden he got a number that he didn't know, and it started with a 6. And whenever he answered the phone, all he heard was music. And then no one spoke, and then whenever he hung up the phone, then he was able to use his phone again.
When I first walked into this room, I saw something hanging, like a piece of twine or some kind of a rope that was hanging right through here. And then it went away.
So it's like a piece of string or twine?
Yes. You feel a lot of strong energy right in through here.
What kind of energy would you say? Like good, bad? Not really sure, just strong?
Just strong. Doesn't really seem to be evil, but there just seems to be a lot of energy right over here in this area. And earlier, whenever I was standing here, that light in the basement was off, but yet I saw a light above that shelf shining there. much in here. Doesn't seem like there's much going on in this room.
Yeah, to me, it almost seems like a kid's play area. You have the kids' toys and the little girl drawn on the wall there with the sun above her.
And both of these blinds were moving. And I checked to see if there were any drafts around these windows, but there isn't. But they were both going back and forth, kind of in and out. So I stopped them to see if they were going to move again, but they haven't moved since I stopped them. But while I was standing here, it's like I could feel energy.
Yeah, I think it's kind of the same energy you're feeling in the kitchen, just over here as well.
Right. There's a man in here wanting to know what I'm doing in here.
Feel like the same energy as downstairs or totally different?
No, this is a different energy. Like I said, there's a man. As soon as I walked in, he wanted to know what I was doing here.
Curious or angry?
Curious.
Curious, okay.
Young man?
No, he's an older person. I don't really pick up anything in here. Is this on? Yeah, there's a lot of energy in this room. A lot of different spirits that's come through here. Not just one individual. It doesn't seem to be negative or evil or anything like that. Just a lot of energy.
High traffic for spirits.
It's interesting.
What's that?
Why would you want to make sure that this door wouldn't come open? Why is the lock on the outside?
All doors up here have locks from the outside of the doors. she was saying she was feeling energy in these closets, not knowing why. But as you go into the closet, there's an entrance to the attic.
How old is this place?
It's at least mid-1800s.
This didn't used to be a bathroom. They put the stuff in here.
What do you think it used to be?
I don't know. Something other than a bathroom. Why would you have such a small room at the beginning though?
In the history of the home, it used to be mortuary for the funeral home. And then upstairs in the attic was the crematory where they would embalm the bodies in that tub. So maybe that would be a small wash area afterwards, maybe.
I don't know. The two rooms together. Seems like they were one room at one time. Instead of separate rooms.
Bathroom would be newer.
I told you they cut a hole in the wall and made that room. I felt like it probably was another bedroom of some kind. Because I still feel like the two spaces here were one room. And they would have had like 3 bedrooms up here. So.
It makes sense if you're looking at the remodel of how they would do it. You see the original head panels here on each door. And the bathroom does not have the original head panel.
So if we were going to ask any questions for EVP response, what would you recommend?
This room seems really active. That man's in here. I don't know what he's wanting exactly, but I'd say there's somebody in here. You will probably pick his voice up. You come in here. Definitely in there where that tub is. The kitchen seems to be a hot spot though.
And then to me, the structure of this kitchen looked like an original kitchen.
No. I would say this room was built before there was actually kitchens indoors.
Yes.
How much this is the neighbor's yard back here behind this place?
Yes, I assume so.
Why don't we stop filming and go outside for a minute? Something seems out of place, something strange. Yeah, there's something weird about this. For some reason, there's a lot of energy out here, around this area right now. Foundation looks weird, doesn't it?
Of a higher rise. To me, since the history of the place it used to be a mortuary for a funeral home. You can tell there probably was a structure here. They probably would back the hearse up for the bodies. Take the funeral.
That's probably what it is. A lot of activity right out here. Making for a lot of stuff. from here into this room here.
That would make sense on why you're feeling the energy so strong in the kitchen.
That'd be the first place.
They'll also bring the bodies in this way if they're bringing them out the same.
Yeah, I'm calling that. Yes, definitely.
So you got to put yourself in like the late 1800s, backing a hearse up, bringing the bodies in through this way, taking them up right up to that window there, preparing the bodies, bringing them back down the same way, loading them up, taking them to the final resting place. Another note, this is now the remodeled funeral home, which is still a funeral home. Obviously, you can tell by the structure of this building was not here before. I'd say the remodeled original funeral home. You can see how close that building is to that structure. There's no way that was designed that way.
They brought him in right here first. They brought the people in through the door, and then they brought him right here or something.
So you're thinking maybe this might have been a prep room instead of an original kitchen?
Definitely. Most definitely.
Do we know how long ago this was how long ago it was functioning
anyway? They moved the
anyway?
mortuary over to the actual funeral home itself in 1905. So this would have stopped. The actual embalming tub upstairs, they stopped selling them in 1875. So between 1875 and 1905, this place became a residential home instead of a crematory.
Because did you notice the picture that the little girl drew on the wall?
There's a dresser down there, toys, almost like they was keeping a kid.
And
Like
the
a kid's
little girl
bedroom.
was taking care of the baby.
So it's like, who else was she entertaining down there that made her see some kind of happiness?
Mm-hmm.
Because she couldn't have been happy down there.
Mm-mm.
So
In the dark.
like a ghost, or you know what I mean? Like something was down there entertaining her for her to even see, to even.
Well, it's a sad
But
fact
this
in this
picture-
day and age, you got so many drug-ridden families that this could be a case of why there's activities, because the history of the home and the buildings absorb the energy from it being a mortuary. And then you have that negativity of drug addiction coming into the home, feeding on that energy and creating that. And maybe that's why the doors got locks upstairs and outside. They're locking their kids up and they're doing their thing. They're putting their kids in the basement.
My question is, why is the whole house empty except children's toys in the basement?
Yeah.
Crazy. Don't know.
Why would they take everything else? But again, maybe not thinking of their children's, getting their stuff and not worrying about the children's things.
Maybe they just didn't go check the basement.
Yeah, that definitely could be it too.
I would like to know why they moved. If it's not something boring like eviction.
It's probably something going on with addiction.
I knew they'd have a lock on that basement door.
Would anybody like to know why there's a random bamboo stick?
Looks like a makeshift fishing rod.
No, to me that'd be like a kid making a little toy out of it. That's not fishing line.
I don't know. It just looks like someone did not bother to
Almost like they left in a hurry.
double check the basement because everything else is
Yeah.
empty.
We'll place this right where it was.
That's what they used it for, Nick. They put things on the shelf and then they have to pull things forward with this thing. Because you can't reach it from the steps.
And of course, I could not do that smoothly. Little kid's hairbreadth. Everything to do with a small child leads to the basement. What we're going want to start our first spirit box session with SB11 here in the room. The psychic medium picked up on the older gentleman that was trying to contact her, and to see if we can get any intelligent response through the SB11 here.
And we'll also be listening for electronic voice phenomena with this digital voice recorder.
Without asking anything, I carried over 2 or 3 frequencies there. If the man that was trying to come through earlier, if you're in here, can you state your name, please? How long have you been here? I'm not here to harm you in any way, just to communicate with you. Is this your home? Does it bother you that we're here? Did you say your name was Frank? Are you done talking with us for now? I say overall there, we at least got 3 good solid hits that carried over several frequencies.
Something to listen back to at least.
Yeah.
We could try just a normal EVP, just ask some questions and see if we
He's looking for his wife and kids.
And the psychic medium told us that you might be looking for your wife and children. Is that true? Is there anything that you would like to tell us?
Is there anyone in this room with us? How many people are in this room?
If you're in here, can you make some sort of noise? Maybe knocking on the door, move the door, knocking on the wall. Smoke detectors don't count.
Do you have anything to do with the noises in the attic that previous residents and current residents next door here?
$18.75 in bombing tub. Let's go ahead and fire the spirit box in here and see if we get anything in here. Is there any spirits in here wish to communicate with us? How many of you are in here? Can you tell us your name? Does it bother you us being in here? Didn't really get nothing on the first spirit box session inside of the...
The only reason I like that is because if we get something,
Yeah.
then we know we went a long period of time with nothing.
Yeah, what's all that?
It would run the tubes through there, go through every major artery. Flip the switch on the wall to drain you. Flip the other switch to embalm you. Something over here. Hadrian Funeral Home. Still the original spot, just remodeled. So how many bodies left that home and came here? Interesting place. This fixture right here would be kind of what would have been behind that building there in the late 1800s. This is the home we're investigating tonight. This is the newer part of the funeral home they put in. You can kind of imagine something built like this behind the house that we're going to be in tonight. The whole block and its history. And the White House you see sticking out is where one of the heinous murders that's happened in this town. A triple homicide. A lot of negative energy has to be stored in this block, on this street, and this home. I'm kind of eerie to see like why that basement door is wide open like that.
So are you sure we left the basement
I'm
door
absolutely positive
closed?
before I walked out of the house, I put our equipment in the bag and I pushed that shut. It's all locked up. We was just out front of the house and the basement door is clearly open.
We have to have left it open.
Dude, I swear on my father's grave, I remember because we got everything in the bag and I pushed it shut.
Well, here's something. Let's go close it.
And see if it
opens again.
It wasn't just a little bit open. It even rubs there. Where we actually got to give it force to open that up like that. That's the shot we had from the outside.
So now we're going to close the door.
I mean, you can kind of walk by this and nothing's really...
Because if the wind can blow it open, that's one explanation. Then we can take it further and latch it, especially if it happens again.
Yeah. So we'll see.
Will I be crawling up into that? I don't know. We'll see.
The mark of the Holy Trinity.
Some little jars that have names on them.
Here, look at the locks on this place.
Look at this.
It almost like somebody like downstairs hollering my name.
Okay, well, we might have a police encounter. Okay, so
Wait
we
a
went through... Are you trying to speak?